But I think that covers all of the news we have for the week.
I believe so.
Speaking of people that need a slap on the back of the head, Tennessee Titans.
Yeah,
Do they
man.
have a quarterback? Who? So we're gonna run through AFC South as
Yep.
part of this division town that I have signed on to after the fact, which is a
Yeah, man.
horrible name. But I'll
We're
talk to
we're
Corey
we're
about that after the time.
we're halfway through it now, man. We're in downtown Division Town now. We're driving towards the outskirts, but right now we're in the middle of it.
We're
We're
just
seeing
we're
all the
just riding
sights.
in to
Yep.
downtown Division Town. But anyway,
But
do the
yeah, man.
Tennessee Titans know who their starting quarterback will be for 2023? And if you had to like put your house on the line, who is the starting quarterback in week 6? Not week 1, because that's probably Ryan Tannehill, but week 6. Who you got?
I think personally it will still be Ryan Tannehill. I've been saying this, I think, the last couple of weeks on the show. I think they're just gonna ride Ryan Tannehill until the wheels fall off, man. If he gets injured, totally. I see a role for Will Levis to step in there over Malik Willis, who there are reports coming out to say that Malik Willis is the QB2 right now, which is interesting, but I bet that will not last, in my opinion. But
There were reports last year that Mason Rudolph was the quarterback too in Pittsburgh. So, week 6 will roll around and they won't care about who the quarterback two was. They'll just put in the other guy.
I distinctly remember for the Steelers that there were multiple reported QB1s going into the season where it was,
They
oh
all
no,
took turns.
it's Trubisky for sure. Oh no, it's
Right.
Mason Rudolph definitely. But yeah, no, Tannehill with his contract, he's got he's got the experience. I don't think they'll go away from him and just like outright bench him unless he. I mean, even if he goes like 0-6, they might just leverage and be like, all right, well, we'll just do this till like the teen weeks, and then maybe we'll throw a rookie out there and just kind of do a tank season. But do you have a differing opinion? Do you think it's going to be a Will Levis takeover?
Let's say that they're either trying to compete or they're gunning for the number 1 overall pick. Either way, to start the year, they have the Saints. That's probably an easy dub. Chargers, Browns, Bengals.
Okay.
You're telling me after that string of games, they're still going to feel like really good about old Tanny boy?
Well, I know you said easy win for the Saints. I'm not even so super sure about that. And I'm not saying that
Yeah.
the Saints are any good. I'm just saying that the Titans, I mean, the big thing with the Titans, and I'm sure we'll get into it a little more as we progress through this, but the main thing with them, man, is I really truly believe that they might have the worst O-line in the league. I think it at the very least, it's bottom 3. It might be the worst. It
I
could
can see
very
that.
well be the worst. So if that's what we're dealing with, Titans are pretty much a stay away spot for me personally. It sucks for Burks because I love Burks, but if Ryan Tannehill is operating under that line, if Will Levis is operating under that line, if Malik Willis is operating under that line, I'm pretty petrified about everything involved with them.
Yeah. So after that string of very, we'll call them medium difficult games, but they're pretty difficult. Then they have the Colts and then the Ravens back to back, which it's the Colts. It's a division game. The Ravens should be primed for a big step forward. That almost spells recipe for disaster, that they could walk into week 7, maybe not week 6, but they could walk into week 7 either 1-6 or 2-5, which sounds like let's put the rookie in, see what we have.
I could see it. That is possible. Man, I guess when I look at it, it's probably going to be a lot of Derrick Henry, right? Behind
Yes.
a bad O line.
Yep.
And at that point, what do they really, what are they going to expect is going to be? I guess they might just do it to see what they can throw out there and see what happens. But I think that if they are in the mentality of let's win games, they're going to stick with Tannehill. If they choose to tank, I think it's going to be a mix up. But let's keep moving through this thing. Burks, I just mentioned, I mean, he's kind of like you were saying, I think last week, he's sort of a breakout candidate for a lot of people. But like I said, man, I'm just really adverse to the Titans. I don't think there's a piece on here that I really want. I think Burks is a great piece to just like kind of cling to, see if they figure it out in the next year or so, because he's still young. He could still have a breakout eventually. I don't think it's going to be this year because I think everyone's going to have a really time operating. And they're probably just going to try to give Derrick Henry 30 touches a game and try to win.
No, I think perfect scenario for Burks is that it's Tannehill the whole year, and then Levis takes a leap forward next year. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be Tannehill struggles in the first 6 to 7 games. Will Levis gets thrown into the flames and struggles, and then it's going to be Burks and then Chig are both just hurting because rookie quarterbacks do not support 1 or even 2 pass catchers. Like we'll probably link a show in the show notes, sorry, not a show, article in the show notes. I wrote about what rookie quarterbacks do for their pass catchers, and it's not pretty. The best scenario is that they set a rookie record, which do we think Will Levis is going to break Justin Herbert's record?
I mean, doubtful in my opinion. It's almost the best case scenario. Like you almost want, if you are a Levis believer or owner in Dynasty, like you almost want him to just sit for the year and kind of like get his feet under him and learn as much as he can from Ryan Tannehill, even though Ryan Tannehill isn't going to teach him anything because he doesn't believe in mentoring the next QB or something. But you almost want that for him, right? Like you want him to sort of get accustomed to everything because he still seems very, very raw. And I think that's what led to his slide a little bit into the second round. But yeah, like you said with Chig too, like I know that he's kind of everyone's phenom, like young, possible breakout tight end. I'm just, the Titans O-line is trash and Ryan Tannehill isn't that good. And I just have a really hard time seeing him support many weapons there. And if it's Will Levis, like you said, even worse probably for those weapons. So I'm just a big stay away for the Titans. If you can if you're clinging on to Derrick Henry, I mean, he's kind of the last bastion of hope you have on this team. He finished like RB3 or 4 in a lot of leagues last year in PPR of all things. So that was great to see, but dude's going to be 30 pretty soon here, like in January. He just had a pretty terrible foot injury, which I don't know if you know about feet, but they typically don't age well, especially after being fractured at 30 years old. So that's not great. I mean, how long do we really think that Derrick Henry can keep it up?
Without sounding like a foot guy, I think that Derrick Henry will be completely okay. I think that he's borderline immortal. I think he has one more good season left in him. But I also think that Tyjae Spears is criminally undervalued. This team spent a day 2 pick, which means that's a 4-year contract. They know that their premier running back is running on fumes at this point. So they're probably planning on cycling out and or trading Henry at the deadline and then just rolling with Tyjae Spears into the future. And even if he only lasts 4 to 5 years, that's plenty of window for a running back. So I think Spears is underrated. What do you think?
So I like Spears pre-draft. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but it all comes back to that O-line for me. Do I want anything on this team? Not really. Derrick Henry, like you said, borderline immortal. That's cool. If you have him, probably ride him into the sunset and hope for the best. But I think that he has succeeded despite the bad O-line for the last couple of years because he is a absolute wrecking ball of a human being. Tyjae Spears could be pretty good. Like I'm not disputing that. I liked him, like I said, pre-draft, but do I think he can overcome the worst O-line in the league? I don't think so.
I wouldn't bet on that, but I also think that he's going to get all of these touches. And Dameon Pierce just showed as a 4th-round rookie that these guys can just get all of the touches and finish as a top 24 back. So if Tyjae Spears in 2024 gets all the touches, he's going to be the guy, unless the Titans are weird and they draft, the next Raheem Sanders. I probably said that name wrong. But there's all of these guys coming up. Braylon Allen. If I remember right, there are these dudes that can be the dude. Yeah. Blake Corum, who's my boy.
Yep.
But I think that we have talked more about the Titans than I'd like to. So you want to talk about?
You get that queasy feeling like in your tummy, like talking about the Titans. So yeah, let's move on to a more exciting team here.